Bob Loligen. Let him hear it, Bob Loligen.
Oh, what a crowd, what a crowd. You're beautiful. Just want to let you know a little bit about myself first. My name is Bob. I'm 70 years old. Hi. I'm 70 years old. I'm 6'5" tall. I weigh 300 pounds. I'm married, and I'm a virgin. No, really. It's the first time I'm up here. I'm a virgin comedian. Yeah. Thank you. Let's get this over with. I got a table back there. Very special friend. He jetted down here today. One day's notice. He found out I was going to do comedy. He canceled a non-invasive procedure he had to get. And tonight's his birthday. Give him a round of applause. Dave, stand up, Dave. Stand up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's not really his birthday. He just paid for my comedy class, $250. He said, if I get him some applause, the checkbook comes out. Thank you, Dave. So my wife, Gail, and I, we came down here, and we had a new home built. And, you know, it's been a real problem, you know, waiting for a new home to be built now. You know, with COVID and everything, they can't get windows, garage doors. They change builders. They kept promising us 6 months, 8 months. It took a year and a half. Well, you know, I was thinking, Christ, a year and a half, they could put up a Wawa in 3 days. And that's a building, right? And, you know, these people, Coulter Builders and the Neal Communities, they should hire the people that build Wawas. They'll be up in 3 or 4 days. A house, isn't that easy? You know, I come down to Florida, and, you know, I got to watch out for the Florida sun because I'm very light-skinned, and, you know, I got to go see a dermatologist for, you know, to check me up every 6 months for skin damage. And I could get a pretty bad sunburn if I'm not careful. In fact, I'll get red and real red and blister. So a couple weeks ago, I sat out in the sun too long. So I went to my dermatologist, a woman, Dr. Leslie, and she looked at me, and she prescribed me. She gave me 2 prescriptions. One was a salve with aloe, and the other prescription, she gave me a prescription for Viagra. And I said, Dr. Leslie, I can understand the cream, but Viagra? She goes, yeah, she goes, I've been prescribing this for my male patients. It's not a cure, but it'll keep the sheets off at night so you can get a good night's sleep. You know, that Skyway Bridge, love that Skyway Bridge. Isn't that beautiful, how they light that up? I mean, it's an engineering, you know, miracle with the way they can do it. But why does it have to close that often? George Washington Bridge back in Jersey, they're always open, no matter what. If there's a little bit of rain or wind, they close the Skyway Bridge. But it's those Florida architects and engineers again. Why make a bridge that looks like a hammock? You know? Of course it's gonna be dangerous in the wind. Jesus. So I was a letter carrier for 37 years. Thank you, thank you. And I like to tell people now, they ask me what I did for a living, and I tell them I was a professional streetwalker. So I just want to tell you a little bit about, you know, the dogs. They do hate letter carriers. And there's a theory. You know, people, when they're puppies, they'll have them wet on newspapers. Or, you know, the dog will do something wrong, and they'll roll up a magazine and whack them with it. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know how many people walking a dog I encountered on the mail route would say, little old ladies, oh, don't worry about him. He has no teeth. I was thinking maybe she has no teeth, but the dog has a full set of them. So You know, you got to watch out for the dogs, too. You know, dangerous ones, too, can give you a heart attack. The sneaky ones, they hide behind the curtain, quiet, just waiting for the mailman to come. And then, when you're putting the mail into the box, it's, and you, oh my God. I mean, it scares the hell out of you. Then you get the dogs. They not only can bite you outside the house, they can bite you inside the house. How could that be possible? They have door slots. There's a regulation. We have to push every piece of mail into the door slot. And sometimes you're forgetting, and you put your finger in there, and the dog mistakes it for a Vienna sausage. So there was one house on my route. I just got a new route. I'm pushing the mail in. I don't hear the dog, but all of a sudden I feel it biting the mail. And I slip my finger in, and he bites it. And I pull it out, oh, son of a bitch, you know, it hurts. It had sharp teeth. So the next day, I'm delivering the mail, I ring the bell. And I asked the owner in a polite way, I said, you know, your dog bites me all the time through the mail slot. Would you mind getting a mailbox outside? And he looked at me and said, yes, I do mind. And he closed the door in my face. So I said to myself, okay, he wants to play that way, right? So I waited patiently. Here comes his federal income tax check. So what I did was, I put the mail through the slot, the dog started barking and biting all the mail and pulling it through, and the last thing I had was the federal income tax check. And I pushed it 3/4 of the way in the slot and held it with all my might. And this sucker took the bait. And I pulled the check out, and there was about that much left of it. And the very next day, there was a mailbox. And I never heard the dog bark again. So, you know, I'll end with this one. This is another post office story, true story. Well, half true. I'm embellishing a little bit, but I was a brand new letter carrier. Didn't even have a uniform. Sometimes you come across things you don't know what to do, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do. Well, I'm going through the mail. I come up to this house, and there's a door slot, and mixed in with the mail, there's an index card, and in bold letters it says, "He's married, you fucking whore." No. Did I want to, you know, drop it in the mail? No. But I knew I had to. So I pushed it in the slot. And apparently the woman, you know, was cheating on her husband. 2 weeks later, I meet the woman, and she's crying outside the house. And I know I caused this. And I said, what's wrong? And she said, my husband, he divorced me. And that's how I met my wife, Gail. Thank you, everybody. Peace and love.